Hey guys, how's it going? It's me, Josh Halter, owner and founder of the Bldg. So I'm not at Bldg. I'm actually at a very special guest house. Thank you, Eric, for allowing me to come into your beautiful abode. So Eric has been a long time client of mine, but we've also kind of turned into friends. But I have a really solid respect for him because of his collection. So Eric has an extensive collection of dart frogs, venomous snakes, normal frogs, and a bunch of other stuff. And his terrariums have been going on for a long time. And I just really want to highlight his collection, highlight his passion, so that way you guys can see, as well as talk a little bit about a little side hustle that Eric is working on. So Eric, tell us a little bit about yourself.
So my name is Eric, and I met Josh about a year and a half ago or so. Completely changed my outlook on the way I keep animals. Before I kept everything on aspen, mulch, no float, whatever you want to call it. But since I met Josh, I started doing all this bioactive, and it has really changed my outlook on the way I keep things. I think it's changed my animals, the way they react to me. It's been an all-around better experience, and today we're here to highlight a few things and just show you that you can, how to keep some of these, and that you can keep venomous on bioactive. I know a lot of people don't keep venomous on bioactive, but I'm here to show you that you can and be successful at it. Even Western Diamondbacks that are supposed to be really dry.
I can't wait to see these snakes.
Yeah, you can keep them as well. So we'll get into that, and let's see some snakes.
Cool. Well, first, I guess if we want to start with the snakes, tell us a little bit about your corn snakes. So the first thing that I'm noticing here, Eric, is you have these beautiful signs here. Tell us a little bit about where you got them. Give them a shout out as well. Tell us a little bit about your terrarium in here.
I got these labels from Cloud Forest Design. It's a guy that I found off the internet. I think Mike Tatula actually. He's a real popular YouTube guy. I think I got it off of one of his videos.
Yep.
This is a 4-foot enclosure that I got actually from the Bldg. It houses my corn snake is about 2 years old. It's a male. His name is Diablo. As you'll see, he made all these elaborate tunnels through here. And he's been pretty happy. He's back here in this back log where he always stays, of course. He's being shy right now. He doesn't like to come out a whole lot. And it's been a great snake for me.
Love the creeping fig. So as far as cleanup crews in here, what do you got rocking in here?
I've got powder blue isopods in there, and I've got, of course, springtails in there, and there is a massive amount in there. I added some soil in there not too terribly long ago, and I was realizing how many actually were in there.
I love it.
Yeah, this is actually, just to bring it up real quick, since we're talking bioactive, this is terra firma. This is what Josh sells. It doesn't have a drainage layer. It doesn't, if you notice on some of these others, they're going to have drainage layers, but the firma is designed a special way where you don't have to have a drainage layer. And Josh can get into that.
Like I said, like Eric put it perfectly, stays dry on the top, moist middle and bottom, retains all tunnels and burrows, proper aeration, prevents stagnation. It's the way to go. But I love how this looks, it flows, and this is a lucky corn snake. So you guys know I keep my pair in a 75, so I'm looking to upgrade mine, but definitely some good inspiration, guys. Definitely some good inspiration. So over here, we have a very unique enclosure that Eric said he actually got from PetSmart. If we knew the brand, if I find out, I'll put it in the description. We're not 100% sure. Tell us a little bit about your gargoyle gecko, if you don't mind.
So she is a female. Her name is Pebbles, and she is fairly young. I got her from a local breeder, and I think it's Casey Geckos, if I'm not mistaken. But she is a orange stripe, and she's normally right up here at top, but of course, since we're doing a video, she's decided, I'm sure, to go up inside her
the
little
cork
cave.
tube. Yep, she is. I see her tail.
Yep.
The very tip of her tail.
But we'll put some pictures in there, maybe, guys, so y'all can see her. But she is nocturnal, as you know, so she stays hidden pretty well during the day, but I get to visit with her at nighttime.
Yep. So I actually did a build video on this. Not that, a couple months ago. I think it was about 6 months ago. But this is the progress on that build. So this is a vision cage. But what's in here is a Gaboon Viper. Now, I love Gaboon Vipers because not only do they have the largest fangs of any venomous snake, they are like little hot dogs. And Eric, tell us a little bit about your beautiful Gaboon Viper.
So this is Medusa. She's about 1.5 years old. She is definitely an interesting snake. She's an ambush predator, meaning she'll hide along a rodent trail and wait for a unexpected little rat to run by, and she'll grab it. They hold on when they feed. A lot of snake, like the rattlesnake, will bite and then let the prey run off, and they'll track it. The Gaboon, they're not so lucky. When she strikes, she holds on and until it's over with. So yeah, just a great overall snake. I'll say this: a lot of people say that Gaboon Vipers are the best first hot snake to get, and I disagree highly, because it is just because she sits there and she's calm and she never moves, that doesn't necessarily mean that she's like that. They're one of the fastest striking snakes behind the puff adder, and all these other snakes, you know when they're fixing to bite. You can kind of tell. They get their heads up, they're ready.
They huff and puff.
Yeah, this snake here will literally sit there just like that, and wham! I mean, it makes me shake every time I feed. I've heard some other guys say when they feed, it does the same thing. It's just it's a great snake, but you got to be on your toes for sure.
So we're running Firma in here with some spag, leaf litter. I think we put powder oranges.
Yep.
And some normal springtails in here.
Yeah, we put arid. I'm sorry, tropical. I'm sorry, I'm thinking of the rattlesnakes.
Yep, I got you. And then, so the one thing that I noticed, love it. This philodendron in here is like enormous. It is literally taken up almost the entire base. And I love how she is able to just blend in. So with this species, how often do you find yourself putting extra leaf litter and stuff in here for her? So that way she can blend with her cryptic coloration.
Yeah, maybe every 3 months or so,
okay.
I add stuff to it. You can't really tell, but what she's done is, if she got up right now, she has made a mold in that ground.
I see
that.
So
if you took her up, there's literally a pattern of her there. She's really down in the substrate. So she likes to sink herself down in there. I give her a nice, you like to keep the humidity pretty high on these.
Yep.
But I give her a nice mist once a day. You don't want them sitting in water. You certainly don't want them to get scale rot, but you do want to keep them misted.
So here's a question for you. After she was on bio versus not on bio, did you notice any difference with her, this type of behavior with shedding? Anything like that? Did you notice any changes or positive changes and negatives?
You know, that's funny you asked. Actually, I have. Once I started keeping her on soil like this, I started getting perfect sheds from her. I got okay sheds before, but most of these are, this is a very good shed here. Here's another really good shed. Here's another.
So
this
cool.
one got torn at the top, but other than that, these are really good sheds. They don't shed that often, so those are really good sheds for a Gaboon Viper.
That's amazing. Okay, so Medusa, it's so great to see you again. I've missed you. Then we also have, I believe, a pair of these beautiful Phelsuma laticatas. So these are the gold dust day geckos. So one thing that pops out at me is he has some birch wood in here. Now, I've been trying to find birch forever. So if anybody knows where Bldg can find some, send me an email. I'll give you a finder's fee. But anyway, tell us a little bit about this setup here. Tell us why you chose gold dust day geckos over per se, like a Grandis or a Clemeri, or, the Lagodactylus williamsi, because these guys, they're imported like crazy. It's hard to find captive bred gold dust, but when you find them, it's like a diamond. you're like, yes. So
Yeah, I'll be honest. I got them because it was a pair. I mean, I'm very partial to the Grandis. I really, really like them. They do have a bit more color to them.
Yep.
But this was a pair, and like he said, they're not that common. They're awesome, man. November's coming up. They should be breeding.
yes, I was just about to say their breeding season's coming up.
It's coming
here.
up.
Does the female have the big calcium sacs?
Absolutely.
Towards the cranial aspect?
Absolutely, for sure.
Wow. So I want to try to. She's actually back here. If you want to come back here on the back machine, they might be able to get a shot of her on the back glass. I think that's the male, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I think that is the male.
The female is here somewhere. But I think it's really awesome. They have a really nice enclosure. So my next question is: do you have any issues with them fighting or anything like that, being a pair kept together, or have you had pretty solid success with them cohabitating?
I've had really solid success cohabitating. They do nip. They'll nip at each other, so you'll see. Every once in a while you'll show up with some nips, but that's pretty normal.
Okay.
They'll do that. So other than that, they never really fight. They've been great.
That creeping fig, dude.
They've been great.
My God, it's beautiful.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
So, rattlesnakes. So, I love rattlesnakes, guys. I actually, when I helped the San Antonio Zoo redo their, give them a bunch of Sahara Infirma for their rattlesnake breeding room, which they also have over 100 breeding pairs of rattlesnakes from all over the North American and Central American continent. It's pretty awesome. So, Eric, you have a pair of these guys, right? These Western Diamondbacks?
This is a 2.0, so I've got two males.
Two males.
I have two males. I have a female on the way. Actually, I have two females on the way, which I shouldn't have given away that, but y'all don't know what morph they are. So I have two male Western Diamondbacks. One of them is an albino. The other one is a regular. My regular is about 2 years old, and my albino is about 1 year old.
Wow.
They are kept also on Firma. You want to keep them very dry. A lot of people say not to even put a water bowl in there. I, of course, don't do that. I've always been successful keeping them with a water bowl in there. But you want to keep them dry. You keep arid springtails in there instead of the tropical. If you put tropicals in there, you're going to lose them. It's just too dry in there. But they're great, man. The only issues I have with them is at feeding time. They both like to try to go after each other's rat, even though they're different sizes. My little one likes to get the big one, and the big one likes to get the little one. So it's just, but yeah, they've been really great right now.
How is their attitude compared, like when it's feeding time? Are they constantly going? Zzz?
No, not really. As you can tell right now, they're not rattling at all. They're if you want it, you might want it. If you can tell, see, they're not rattling at all. They're really good.
Oh, dude, I'm so jealous, dude. I love rattlesnakes. They're hands down one of my favorite.
Yeah.
Not like I love pit vipers, and a friend of mine used to breed pygmy rattlesnakes.
Oh yeah.
Dude, they were a handful, dude. He'd have to have multiple hooks.
Absolutely.
Constantly balancing them, and look at them just out there chilling.
See, these, as you can see, we're right in front of them. They're not rattling at all. They're very good. I mean, they're handleable. I don't really want to do it on film, but
no, I understand.
They're really they're great. Man.
So, as far as, do you provide them UVB? Or
no, I do. No, just regular light. I actually have two different types of bulbs in there.
Okay.
For no apparent reason, but that I got the wrong bulb and I didn't take it back.
I got you.
But other than that, yeah.
How do you find them basking fairly often, or are they more? I'm gonna kind of hide here in the shade in my den.
No, they like to come out. I mean, they definitely will come out. It's weird. They're both males, but they'll lay on top of each other and they sleep together and they. They're you can cohabitate them for sure. But these are really good guys. You know what I'm saying? See how he's not. There's no rattling at all.
Docile, dude.
Yeah, no rattling at all.
They seem to be used to you. So I see, you guys see some of the dried grass in there. So I actually gave Eric a seed, some of my Repta seeds, and that's a line that's coming soon from Bldg. It's trademarked, so you guys know. So you can see, like, they dried out a little bit, but I've been experimenting with different types of arid grasses, so that way we can closer replicate shrublands, type of things like that for some of our terrestrial arid reptiles. And I thought obviously his rattlesnakes were a really, really good option for that. And I can't get over how they are just, you know,
Yeah,
they're nonchalant, man.
Oh yeah, I work with them a lot, but you know, it just goes back to if you keep them comfortable and you don't scare them and
treat 'em
you
with
see,
respect.
yeah, see the tongue flicks.
Yep.
That's just curiosity.
Yep.
Those tongue flicks are just saying, hey, I just want to taste the air and see what's going on. What are you guys doing with these cameras?
The rocks, man. You just said, Eric, you got one of those natural abilities, man. I love it.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it for sure.
No.
So this just goes to show people that these types of snakes are not bad like people think. You know,
No.
they're just really not. I mean, people say they'll chase you and things like that. As
No.
you can see, they're obviously not chasing us. But I just want to highlight that they're used for so many great purposes, for medical and for all types of heart medication and things like that. And I just want people to understand that they're not these nasty, horrible creatures.
Yeah.
They're just
Hopefully
like anything.
rattlesnake roundups will be, they're dwindling in Texas, but they're still very prevalent in Oklahoma. So
Oh, I know, it's terrible.
Hopefully that sadistic trend will end soon.
Yeah, I know, it's terrible.
Beautiful. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Thank you for sharing them with us, Eric.
Absolutely.
It's quite a treat. So
Absolutely.
we have believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, he has quite an extensive room here, and it's such a treat to be here. So
Thank you.
I love how this enclosure is really taken off for you. Are you still having issues with the water, with the level?
A little bit, because the water level, I mean, it looks like the soil level is right here, and I've got the water level slightly below.
Yeah, I see.
But if you'll see, if you get in here, if you feel this sphagnum moss,
It's
very
saturated.
wet. See it?
Yeah, I do see
Very
that.
wet. But what's bizarre is none
The
of the plants are
mosses.
doing bad. you
Yeah,
know?
that's because, you're using Flora in here, so it's going to stay wet, but it's going to aerate. So the proof that you have as far as the aerating purposes is right here.
Yeah.
So you actually have root systems from your plant right here actually physically growing into the
Yeah.
super grow. So
Yeah.
that's positive, but biggest thing is okay if I open up this
Yeah,
door?
absolutely.
So check this out, guys. Again, Eric, I'm going to start calling you the Moss Master.
Thank you.
Because, I mean, guys, look at this. This is beautiful. We have different types of moss. We have a darker shade of it because we have less light access here going into the front here. And just look how beautiful and fine that is. And then he's accenting it with this creeping oak fig. I mean, it is absolutely beautiful. So in here, we jump in the gun. In here is some marbled newts, which they were out earlier. Hopefully we'll be able to get a good look at them. Oh, they're actually back here.
Yeah, I was going to say they're using that back left corner.
And they've actually put on a good amount of size.
And they're not real spooky. I mean, they're...
So, Eric, tell us a little bit about their diet and about how they're utilizing this terrarium in the day-to-day.
So I have 5 unsexed marble newts in there. They come from Iberian Peninsula. I got them from Josh here at the Bldg. And they've been great. You know, they're a semi-aquatic species, if I'm not correct.
Yep,
I think
they are. Yep.
Once they get older, they get more aquatic. But as far as the enclosure, I know I went a little bit overboard. It's a little bit big. It's a little bit big for them right now, so they don't utilize the whole enclosure. But they will get in the water and swim across. Yeah, look how big the leaf is.
Guys, so this is a rattlesnake plant, a Calathea lancifolia. Probably got from me or another great vendor here. Just look at this leaf, guys.
Huge.
It's amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Thank
Love
you.
it. I love it, dude.
Thank you.
So, of the tanks in this room, which is your favorite?
You know, probably...
Just this room, because I'm going to ask you again at the end of the tour. Of all of them.
Probably my favorite tank. I don't know. I really like my corn snake. I love my Patricia tank. I mean, I like them all in their own unique way. It's hard to choose.
Okay.
I got some interesting stuff coming, guys, so stay tuned for that. I've got 6 new snakes coming, so I'm very excited about that. Hopefully you guys can come back out and check that out.
Yeah, we'll do it for sure. So in here we have a Cresty and a 12-12-24. You said this is a Harlequin crested gecko.
Yep, the Harlequin. Let's see if we can
They're
get,
so good at oh, there he is. He's just here chilling on the side. Oh, he's so pretty.
Yeah, he's like, you're gonna wake me up right now?
He's like, why do you do this to me?
Yeah, no, come here,
Dude,
buddy.
I love Cresties, man. They're
Yeah,
such good pets.
Oh, don't you jump off me. Yeah, they are, and I just woke him up, so he's...
Looks like he has a little bit of the speckling like the Dalmatians get, but
You know,
more
and
of
it
the
could
Harlequin.
I actually got this from you.
Oh, one of the babies. Okay, dude,
Yeah.
I love it. So it almost looks like we have
And he's not fired...
minor green here.
And it's unsexed, obviously, because it's still a juvenile. But when it fires up, it's really nice. I mean, it's a really dark brown leather and a beige leather.
It looks like you have a female.
Yeah, I haven't even really looked because it's so.
That looks like a female.
It does look like a female. There's no bulging at all. So, oh, there we go. So I feed.
I love it.
I feed. I know you're really. A lot of people say you really want to only give them crickets once a week or so. To be honest, I feed him crickets every other day, and I give him
I give him Pangea.
I give him Pangea for sure. I use the watermelon. That's what all my animals are on, is the watermelon.
Awesome. And then 2 more tanks in this room. We got the dumpies.
Well, we got 2 more, and then we got
and then 3 over there. Oh man, okay, I love it. So we'll do dumpies last. We got a beautiful group of Patricias in here. In an 18 by 18 by 24. Eric, so tell us a little bit about these guys. Tell us a little about how you built the tank.
Okay.
Fill us in.
So I got this tank, of course, from the Bldg, and it's, like he said, it's an 18 by 18 24. It's on Flora. I've got the V2 balls. I like these better personally, guys, because I feel like you can see the drainage. You can see the water in there better opposed to the other, which are perfectly great. I got them on a lot of mine too, and they function absolutely great. This is there's 3 unsexed Patricias, Dendrobates tinctorius Patricias. And yeah, just a little basic tank in here and with a cork bark background. And I got something interesting. I got some sea grape leaves. I used to get those from St. Kitts when I would go visit my wife. I'd sneak them in my check bag, and I'd send a check bag of just leaves back from the Caribbean. So the one thing I'm noticing is this really neat apparatus in here. So this is something, I've been working on something with an associate of mine to have my own thing, but you know, it's a pretty common thing. Eric, tell us a little bit about this apparatus up here. How does it work? What benefit does it bring your tank? So this is a drain tube, guys. If you'll see, it goes all the way down into the drainage layer. That way, if you see water start to build up down here, I can hook something on and suck that water right out of there.
Like a siphon.
Yeah, otherwise you're going to have a huge problem.
Yep. I love it.
I just put the little cap on there just so my little frogs don't happen to jump down there, or I get water down there myself. So.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. Dumpies! Yay! So the big thing, he has the Exoterra Waterfall, and the big thing that pops out at me with this Aztec Waterfall is that he keeps it clean. So I love using things like this. The only time that you can do them is if you keep up with the cleanliness of the waterfall, meaning every single week that needs pulled out and you need to clean that bowl because crickets die in there, isopods die in there, dumpies poop in it, animals shed in it. So keeping it clean is very, very important if you are going to use a waterfall.
Yeah, and it's actually dirty, guys. I mean, it needs to be clean right now.
It's cleaner than what I see most keepers.
Yeah, he's right. You got to clean it once a week. So if you don't want to put any maintenance into it, don't get one. It'll jam up, is what it'll do. It'll just quit bringing water out. It just all the the moss and stuff gets on the frogs' feet, and then they jump in there, and it sucks up in. I mean, it just becomes a big mess. They poop in there. Dumpies are already very, very dirty little frogs.
I love dumpies.
They're great. They're probably one of my favorite frogs, but they're very poopy.
Yes.
They love to poop, so they should be called dumpies because they dump so much.
Yeah, that's right. So it looks like we have a snowflake dumpy down here on this cork.
Yep.
Looks like we have a normal green up here on the top left, and then it looks like we have, you said there's
4.
There's 4 of them in here. Where are the others?
And they will, guys. They will. They definitely change color with what they get on. If they get on a log, they'll turn brown.
Yes. Yep. I see we have a nice croton in here growing.
That thing is done very, very... It took a long time. It took a year for that thing to start doing well. And this whole top piece grew in a month.
Yep. Yeah, once it starts...
All I had was this. Yeah. All I had was these things. Then this grew in a month.
The aglaonimia. is doing great. You got some pothos in here. I love this tank, man. I'm sure the dumpies love the tubes.
Yeah.
They love
There's lots of tubes in there. There's
say 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
I love it, dude. This
Thank
tank
you.
looks amazing.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Oh, Christina, I'm going to have you go ahead in front of me. So, Eric, go ahead and give us a rundown on those beautiful Azurius. Wow.
Okay, so I've got 4. They're unsexed right now. Actually, we've sexed a couple of them, so I've got males and females in there, but there's 4 in there. I started this tank on 12/26/20, so it's not quite even a year
You've got
old.
a lot of different. You got some beautiful jewel orchids in there. You got some beautiful peperomias. You got some other types of orchids. Honestly, what peeks out to me is that beautiful bright red bromeliad on the top right there. I mean, that is just a showstopper.
And believe it or not, guys, I got that thing at Home Depot.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
I don't typically do that. I kept it for a month, you know, of course, and quarantined it to make sure there wasn't nothing crazy on it.
Rinse it off, all that good.
Yeah, I took all the, you know, I took all the dirt out, did all that. But these are probably my boldest frogs I have. I mean, they will literally, you can open the glass and they'll stay right there. You want to open? Do you want to? You might be able to get a better pick if we open it. But they're very, like I said, of course they're going to run off now that I decided to sell you all that. But they're a great frog. Very good for beginners if you're just getting into dart frogs.
Man, this is, look how thick this is. Thick with 2 C's. And the moss growing on your wood right there. Man, Moss Master, the Moss Man.
Thank you.
Eric,
thank you.
Eric the Moss Master. That's the new nomenclature for Eric when he comes to Bldg.
Thank you. I appreciate the compliments, man. Y'all are making me feel good.
Okay.
So here we've got my Dendrobadia auratus. Now this isn't an 18 cube. I probably would have went with 24 if I'd have bought it nowadays, but I really like this tank. It's one of my favorite tanks. I had a gravid female in there and she just gave me about 6 or 7 eggs. So they're in some tadpole tea right now.
Nice.
And they are brewing for, hopefully, it's her first clutch, so it wouldn't surprise me if, you know, maybe I lost 1 or 2, but we'll go at it again and we'll probably have many babies from years to come.
Yep. And then I see Isis.
So here is Isis. This is my Tremerceros cincelaris. It's a Sunda Island pit viper. It's in the back, guys. Unfortunately, I'm super sorry. I really would like to get it out. We'll add some pictures in here for y'all to see. Usually it will come out and sit right here on this branch.
Yep.
But unfortunately today it's in the back and I hate to get it out and disturb it.
Oh, no, I got you. So you got a beautiful Dracaena in there with creeping fig and, of course, a peperomia in there. So tell us a little bit about her and her behavior that you've noticed since putting her in here.
So she is new. That's the reason why I don't really want to disturb her too much. I've only had her for about a month, and I got her from a very, very good friend of mine up in Pennsylvania, and it's I keep saying her. It's a male.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's my fault.
And it's my fault though. It's a male, and his name is Isis, and it's great pit viper, man. They're a really beautiful snake. One of the prettiest snakes. I've wanted it for years and years, and finally I have one. And hopefully I've got a female coming for him not too long from now.
I can't wait to see. It's going to be amazing.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
So we've got a few more things to show you guys in the other room, and
Let's do it.
we'll go ahead that way. Okay, so we're back. We are in my second reptile room. It's fixing to get a lot more in it, but right now I've just got these 3 enclosures that we'll show y'all. We'll start off by showing you the crested gecko.
Now, is this a male or female?
This is a male.
Oh, looks like you might have a pair.
I know, and I've got him in a little cocoa hut back here that I wasn't sure if he would use.
Oh, dude, a lot of times they like to lay under leaves.
Yeah.
And stuff like that, especially if it's cooler outside.
And I actually,
I
actually got this from you too.
He's beautiful.
Yeah, and it's a patternless, and I've worked with him an awful lot.
Wow.
Yeah, he's very,
Look at you.
He's a great.
Well, look at that color.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
Oh my God.
I think it's a patternless, don't you? I mean,
It's pretty darn close.
Yeah.
Hi. Hello.
I mean, he's really, he's always been a real, their skin is like suede.
I know,
man.
it's something else. Dude, they are a one-of-a-kind critter.
Yeah, they definitely
One-of-a-kind
are.
critter for sure. So, obviously, we're running a drainage layer. His name's Enzo.
His name is Enzo.
Love it.
Yep, his name is
Love
Enzo.
it. What I really like is this big broadleaf plant. Now, I'm sure he loves
Monstera.
this. Yeah, the Monstera
Yes.
licking the dewdrops. You got a beautiful, looks like a peperomia
Yep.
here growing with a couple air plants and some Neoregelia bromeliads.
Yep.
What I noticed in this room is that these two tanks have a background.
Yes.
So when you're building tanks, what makes you decide if you want to do a background or not?
Well, that's something that I got into, I guess, 4 or 5 months ago. Of course, it's real big on the internet, these, DIY backgrounds and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
So I decided, after seeing, Troy Goldberg and some of those guys that put them, that did some of this stuff, I decided I would do one myself. So I've done 3 or 4 of them now, and they've turned out fairly good, I think. I like this one.
Yeah, they look
It's
great,
good.
man.
This one I just did the very back wall,
Yep.
but I've since decided that the cork bark in the back looks very, very good as well.
Yes,
so,
it does.
And let me tell you something, guys. I'll tell you one problem that I did have with doing these backgrounds is that I used 100% silicone, just like you're supposed to use, but in this particular tank beside it, the Dendrobates auratus tank, I had a very hard time getting the gnats out of it because it had a vinegary smell from the silicone, and it attracted gnats,
Yes,
and
it
it
will.
was unbelievable. In fact, I had that tank sat for a month with nothing in it, just trying to air it out. So I had a lot of trouble with that tank, but after I got this catchy that we're about to highlight down here, my problems went away, man. If y'all got problems with gnats, this little guy right here is the thing to get. It's called a catchy, and what it does, it's got an ultraviolet light, of course, that attracts the gnats, and this fan sucks them down in there, and it shoots them down to a glue trap down there. It's very easy. All you do is open this bottom door. You see the gnats down there, and that's about a week's worth or whatever. But ever since I've gotten this thing, I've had 0 gnats. I mean, I don't even see an occasional one.
That's amazing.
So
Hear that, guys?
It's a very good product.
Moss Master's dropping some facts here for us. Okay.
Yep.
So your real cascajals. Now this is not a super common locality of the Auratus, correct?
Correct. Yeah. These are
slightly harder to find.
Absolutely, and these are hard to find. And I got these at the Bldg, and they are a wonderful frog. They are a little bit underrated because people in the hobby, when they're young, I wish one would come out, but
They're
these guys
brown when they're young.
These guys are super shy. We'll put a picture in there maybe, but they are extremely shy, and when they're small, they're not super pretty. They're a brownish black.
They
and got
remind
gray.
me of the Campania locality
yeah.
of the Auratuses.
But when they get older, they're absolutely beautiful. So when they get older, everybody's like, "Where did you get those?" They don't look like anything I saw. Well, that's because they change. The older they get, the prettier they get. So I wanted to go ahead and dive in and get some. I like getting things that not everybody has anyway. I say that, and I got a crested gecko, but you know what I mean. Certain things. There is 3 of these guys in here. They're unsexed. They're fairly new. I started this tank on May the 23rd, so it's fairly new.
I love how you date your tanks too.
Yeah.
So that way you can progress everything. And like your Brahms are doing great. You have new growth. 1, 2 your Brahms are getting ready to shoot out offsets. You have a really nice little aluminum vine and some beautiful peperomias in here. But this orchid, man, so beautiful.
Thank you.
I love it. And then this bad boy. So this one looks like it's been established for a while.
Yes, and this tank here I actually won at the Bldg. This tank.
That's right.
Yes,
I forgot
yes.
you won one of the raffles.
Yes, I won this tank.
Did I build
at the
this one?
Bldg.
Or did you just win was the tank built?
It was built.
So I did build this one. I'm pretty sure I did a build video on this one, guys, if I'm not mistaken. But this was over, a year ago?
This was, I got this on December the 1st.
That's amazing.
December the 1st.
We are about 10 months into growth. We have a wandering Jew that is going all over the place. As you can see, the viner, the pink viner or the purple viner up here. We have some alocasias, terrace fern, some beautiful philodendrons, more orchids. To me, the showstopper, though, is that little bromeliad right there.
Isn't that beautiful?
The middle.
Yeah, it is beautiful. This alocasia actually was pretty much the only thing that I added. It used to have a Rex begonia there, but the Rex begonia literally got all the way up here to the top. It was taking over everything. That's what you can see the prayer plant, how it's kind of it's trying to recover now. So I put that alocasia in, and since I put that thing in, that thing has taken off like crazy.
So is a terrace fern. Holy cow.
Yeah.
So we have some leucomellas in here. So
yeah, there's 3 leucomellas. I
love lukes. They're Pittsburgh Steelers colors, man.
Yeah, and they're very bold, so I'm pretty shocked that they're not. They're usually right here.
Yeah, they were out earlier, but again, there I see them.
There
They're
in there. I was gonna say it's usually in that little hole.
In that little hole there. I love it, and we'll get pictures too. We'll upload them on here, guys. But
and this little baby here was sent to me at like this big in a Ziploc bag from a guy at I believe it was TCS Dart Frogs.
Yep.
And it's evolved into this. So this thing is done really well.
What's really interesting is you can see where we originally planted it.
Yeah, it was planted over here,
and it literally was like F that. I went light over here, and it literally
grew all the way.
Grew almost 6 inches.
Yeah,
to the left to give it the best opportunity to survive. So obviously we're feeding these guys fruit flies and running some of this, I think I put dwarf whites in here and obviously some springtails.
Dwarf whites. There's some dairy cows in here
oh,
too.
Okay. I love using dairy cows for darts.
I feed these guys and all my dart frogs. I feed them a combination of melanogasters and Hydeias.
Yep.
Those Hydeias are a little bigger. They're a little thicker. It's a little bit more of a meal for them.
Yep.
So I like to throw those in as a bonus.
Awesome. And then, of course, I see almost all his lights are running glow and grows.
Yeah, these lights, guys, I'm telling you,
I
got a one of my bromeliads from Home Depot, and it's actually in the corn snake tank. And that thing was literally like a green color when I got it. And with putting it under the lights, it has turned like that bright pink color that you saw in there. So I have a on my Instagram, I have a comparison of what it looked like when I got it and what it looked like after the glow and grows. And go check it out. It's awesome.
And obviously we're going to, in the comments below, the description, we'll give you a link to Eric's Instagram page.
Yep, Instagram page.
Okay. You guys can follow him. He's always posting stuff of his critters, his builds. It's just it's just somebody who has really strong love and passion for this. And
absolutely.
I was just really excited to share that with you guys because he's the moss master.
Well, thank you guys. So, EKC Reptiles and Amphibians. I'm starting it up. It's just going to be a little small time thing. So I'll be selling some things. So stay tuned for that. I got some big things planned for 2022.
Pretty exciting, guys. So you guys know me. I'm Josh Halter, owner and founder of The Bldg. You can come to my store Monday through Friday, 9 to 4, Saturday 10 to 2. Subscribe, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. We're pretty much everywhere at this point. I appreciate everybody's support. Thank you so much. Eric, thank you for taking the time out of your day to be on my channel, Big Dog.
Absolutely.
I really appreciate the support. The dude abides.